Hey guys, Breakwizard59 here, and welcome back to another tutorial. And today we're going to talk about making custom decals for your Lego builds. Now, custom decals really help enhance the aesthetics, the look of your product, help enhance the realism of your product, and they're used quite a bit throughout the Lego community, especially in builds like City, but they can always be used in Star Wars, even like some of the other Lego themes. But so today I'm going to talk about how to make custom decals for cheap. Now, when someone says Lego decals or custom decals, what do they think? They automatically think you need some fancy water slide decal paper, or maybe like a silhouette sticker paper, or some fancy printer. Well, that's actually not always the case. There are easy ways to make decals using things you just have at your house. And today I'm going to go over two ways. So let's just quickly go over the ways here. And I just want to let you know all the decals here in front of you are made using one of the two ways. So they do look really nice, pretty realistic. Of course, they're really good for posters in restaurants, logos. Also good for just logos and smaller builds like vending machines. So there are a lot of things you can use these decals for. So let's quickly go over the two ways. So the very first way is just printing it out on regular paper, and I'll talk about that. But basically, all of these posters here, as well as this logos of the Taco Bell, and this are all printed out on just regular paper. And then the second one is just using the materials around you, and I'll kind of get into that when we get to that part. But that is for our Coca-Cola machine, our In-N-Out Burger logo, is just use materials around you. So this can be catalogs, this can be like small pamphlets, again, catalogs, even like magazines, and even chocolate. So there are a lot of ways you can do it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so let's start with once again, the very first way, and that is just printing things out. So basically, what you want to do is just take the image of the decal or whatever you want to do and paste it onto Word. And this is where the bit more difficult part comes in, is sizing it right. So what you want to do is try and size it, and then you kind of have to use trial and error so until you get it to the size of your image. So basically, you're just gonna have to try to print on like a, don't print using your like normal settings. Try to make it if you go to your printer, you can actually change it from like normal setting to like maybe a fast economy or just economy setting that uses a lot less ink, and just quickly print it out, giving you a look at basically the size. So basically, you want to do is print out, and once you actually have your image, whatever it may be, this is where you kind of want to just make it look a lot better than just using paper. So what I like to do is I like to use double-sided tape to end up pasting the things on the back instead of just using regular tape. That kind of makes it a lot more like, the layer between in this case the brick and the decal is so thin that it kind of looks a lot more like professional. And then what I like to do on the top of the decal, so I'll take the Taco Bell decal, so I printed it out and I stuck it on. But you can see, if you can see there's a bit of a glimmer to it, like a bit of a shine, a reflection, and that kind of gives it a lot more realism, gives it like as if it's printed on. And what I do for that is just use regular clear tape, and again, you can find this at like any of your stores like Walmart, Target, and you want to put a layer of it on top. So you can either do it one of two ways. Excuse me. But you can either, after you print it out, you can put a layer of tape on top, and then cut it so it's the correct size of your decal, and that way you have a layer of clear tape on top, and that kind of gives it a bit of a shiny, glossy feel that kind of makes it look a bit more realistic, as if it is just printed onto the brick itself. So that's very cool. So that is pretty much how the first way to make your custom decals. And now we get on to the second way, which is using materials around you. So of course, sometimes there are exceptions to just using, again, the first method to make your decals, which is printing it out off the internet. And that is mostly for red colored decals. So if you look at this Lego logo, as we go ahead and zoom in, this was for my Lego store mock. When you print something red in many printers, it's just a really ugly pinkish color. And there's so much of a contrast between the Lego brick and your decal that it just doesn't really look good at all. It really doesn't match. And if you try to increase the brightness, it becomes like more pink. You try to make it darker, it becomes like an ugly like red. So it just doesn't work for some types of red. And also, sometimes when you have your large white logos, the printer paper isn't always the right color compared to the Lego brick. So that does also sometimes end up not looking as good. And so this is, if that's a problem, if you're trying to print something red or sometimes a really large white part, then you should try and use the second method. Excuse me. But basically, what you need to do is, again, use materials around you. So here are a couple examples. You have my in and out, and then here is my vending machine. And these, as we try and zoom in here, are made using materials around you. So basically what you want to do, for example, let's take a look at this soda machine. It looks really good, and you might be wondering, how did I get this perfect red color? And that is using a Coca-Cola bottle wrapper. So if you know, there are like multiple types of bottles, so not the cans, but there's just your regular bottle, and then there is like that smaller size bottle. You find, you know, those in like 16 packs at like Target and Walmart. So they're just the smaller versions of the Coca-Cola bottle, and you just cut out that logo, and you can see it's pretty much perfectly sized, and you can use that to make a Coca-Cola vending machine, and it looks perfect, looks as if it's printed on. The color is pretty much identical. And then for my In-N-Out one, I just took a pamphlet from In-N-Out, and that color is perfect, once again, to your Lego brick. So I just cut it out and used that logo. So that's what I'm saying. Some of these pamphlets, for example, I found this random Burger King pamphlet. We got a Chuck E. Cheese pamphlet. These pamphlets and like magazines actually print a bit more of a higher quality, and their colors are pretty much identical, once again, to the Lego brick. So try and find either, for example, you can find coupons. There are small, excuse me, but they're small like coupons. Coupons have these smaller sized logos, which are perfect for your Lego builds because they pretty much match up. So see if you can, you know, find small coupons. They are really helpful in making these decals. You can also, again, get like stickers. You can just take regular magazines. Once again, here is a magazine from CVS Pharmacy. So if you're trying to make like some sort of building, look for the logo in these magazines. So let's say you're trying to make a Toys R Us Lego mock. If you want the Toys R Us logo, and when you print it out, it just doesn't look really good, then try and find a Toys R Us magazine. Usually you might be like, oh, it might be too big, but in the corner of many magazines, they still have the smaller version of the logo, so you can also use that and make your decal. Same thing, just find magazines. If you have like a Walgreens one, you can use that. And also on the inside, there are so many different like smaller like products, and you can make decals of those. If you wanted to make like a Lego Oreo like Oreo like crackers or like Chips Ahoy. You want to make some like a small like Lego version of that, or maybe like again chocolate. Just look in the actual look in the magazines. They have these small pictures of it, and you can basically just use those and paste it right on your decals. And the good part about these, if you look at all of these, they have a bit of a glossy, all these like magazines have like a bit of a glossy look to them. So you don't really have to add anything on top. Like you don't have to put some clear tape on top. It looks perfect just the way it is. The printing won't like come off or anything like that. And then you can use chocolate. So there are certain chocolates that have a small logo, like for example this Kit Kat has this really small Kit Kat logo on the side. And that I already made before, but that is the perfect size for a 1x2 tile. So if you want to make a Lego Kit Kat, just look for a Kit Kat. It's a regular Kit Kat chocolate bar, and you can basically use the logo on the side and cut that out and paste it on a Kit Kat bar. So once again, to recap, try to use things around you. Look for magazines, look for coupons, and even in magazines you have these small images of some of the products. Use those. Look in like coupons, they have small logos. Look on like stickers, pamphlets, chocolate, even chocolate wrappers. There's so many places you can look to find decals for your custom builds. But anyways, there you go. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos coming very soon. If you like this video, definitely give this video a thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe and check out some of my other content on my channel below. So this is BreakWizard59, and I'll see you all next time.